Welcome everybody to our January 13th down board meeting with pledge of flag. Donnie, you want to lead us? To the flag of the United States of America, and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. We'd like to welcome everybody tonight. If you want to call into our meeting, the phone number is 518-232-2335. We have a somewhat short agenda tonight. I'll ask everybody that we stand up and just bow our heads for a minute of silence for everybody's passed away. We've lost some very good neighbors and friends within our community and surrounding communities. Councilman Larkin lost his mother last night, so if we take a moment, have a moment of silence. Thank you. Thank you. It's been a rough couple months for Warrensburg, and we've lost a lot of native sons, and it's one of those things. So, first item of business to approve the minutes of the December 30th and January 6th, 2021 meetings. Motion by Councilman Alexander, second by Councilwoman Wenzel. Any discussion? All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Town clerk's report.
Clerk's monthly report for December. We have marriage licenses of $17.50. Clerk fees of $57.25. Certified copies of $30. Landfill fees of $14,593. Punch cards, $200, bringing the total of $14,793. Short-term rentals, $300. Dog licensing fees of $152. Building permits of $118.25. Sign permits of $12.50. And septic permits of $60, bringing total local shares remitted of $15,540.50.
Okay, thank you. Town supervisor's report. Total monies on hand at the end of December 31st of 2020 is $2,245,132.24. Assessors.
Assessor's report for January. Work continues on 2021 roll. The 2020 assessment sales, July 1st, 2018, June 30th, 2019, there were 45 sales in Warrensburg, 8 less than the prior year. Of these, 39 were residential properties, 2 were commercial properties, and 4 were land parcels. During the upcoming months, we will work closely with the Office of Real Property Tax Services, analyzing these sales in order to arrive at the 2021 level of assessment and the 2021 equalization rate. Senior citizen annual renewals were mailed out during the 3rd week of December. I take this opportunity to wish everyone a happy, healthy, and prosperous new year. Respectfully, Greg Miller.
Justice.
Justice report. Judge Fisk heard 85 cases, collected fines of $8,050, fees of $89, and surcharges of $3,895. Judge Winslow heard 54 cases, collected fines of $3,693, $140 in fees, and $1,676 surcharges. Total cases in December were 58. Total dollars received December $17,642, and the town share for November $8,625.
Dog control.
Doesn't seem to be one.
He had no report for December. He had nothing to show. He said, which is a good sign. Nothing. Right? Okay, planning, right?
Planning, there were 3 septic and 5 land use development permits issued in the month of December. The planning board nor the zoning board had meetings this month due to the lack of applications.
The enforcement officer, I'll read that one if you want me to. We had an illegal burn at 6th Smith Street, which he turned over to the DEC, and they investigated it. We had a building permit at First Baptist Church that he checked on. He took a complaint about activities regarding kids on Ridge Street, houses in various parts of town also being egged. We turned that over to the police department, and I want to thank the residents who called me on the vandalism going on up in the Klondike area, Burdick Avenue, Klondike area of town. We did get some very good response, and I believe the Sheriff's Patrol has taken action up there, but I do thank the public for getting involved, and hopefully, if it continues, please make the calls to the Sheriff's Department. We had inquired about senior housing that he forwarded over to the town clerk. He did a site visit to Milton Avenue property, which had some vandalism, and he advised the party to contact the sheriff. He did issue a short-term rental at 47 Grove Street up in the Town Lake subdivision, which Pam read in the report. He provided the owner of 14 Skylark Lane photos of various violations as requested. He reviewed sector plans for the Shaler residents in Kellam Lake. He replied to requests for violations at 1 Rosie Avenue. They found no violations. 6 Smith Street inquired about a building permit, which was denied based on the past performance at 6 Smith Street. We are looking through surveillance cameras in the area for vandalism. And then we had a meeting on special use permit and zoning changes, which was at December 16th. And I believe tonight we got a memo from the attorney. We're going to move forward with that. It just takes time. We'll have another meeting in the near future. He also had a noise complaint called in on NEPCO up there. He turned that over to APA because Northeastern Products is in APA jurisdiction. He inspected a new septic system at 29 Horton Avenue. And then, of course, he's been out talking and putting notices on people who park their cars overnight on the streets, which impedes the town plowing the roads. Also, the sidewalks, we have to watch out for garbage cans on the sidewalks, especially during the storms. And that's basically it. But he does get out at night, and I thank the people in town for cooperating with the code enforcement. And no beautification highway, Brian?
Highway have been very busy this month cutting brush on Alden Avenue and Beely Pond Road. Had several small snowstorms throughout the month and a 14-inch storm on December 17th. We also fixed a few minor washouts on Pucker Street from the Christmas Day rainstorm. We moved snow off of Main Street and throughout the town from the major December 17th snowstorm. Also done maintenance on all the winter equipment between storms, and we continue to cut brush on all of that.
Okay. Donnie, you want to read the landfill report, the final tally there for the year?
Without my glasses, it looks like it's
Okay.
4,067.
Well, what we did is we actually ended up the year only $4,067 in the black, or excuse me, we would be negative, but that's because we did demo the property at 47 River Street. And if we didn't demo the property at 47 River Street, we'd be around 18,000 in the black at the landfill. That includes paying all the tipping fees, paying our dump attendant and his helper and their benefits. So that's going pretty well up there. Jeremy runs a very, very, very good landfill. And we got a lot of people coming in to look at our operation now. They're looking at the scales. And I think you'll see most of the other landfills around us put in scales like we did. It's been a good investment for us. It's really paid for itself. So good job by our landfill people. Donnie, you want to read Parks and Rec? Can you read it?
Yes, I can.
Okay. That's big enough.
It's big enough. On December 17th, we had a snowstorm that kept us busy cleaning up parking lots and fire hydrants. There were several small storms also that required attention. We were also busy working on Christmas lights that would blow fuses during these storms. The New Holland tractor was sold in an online government auction. The floors were painted and the other building maintenance is being done at the rec barn. Casey, go ahead.
Yes, Danny Alvar's become our new Martin Seeley. She put that the tractor on the auction site. And how much did we get for it, Dan?
6,000.
$6,000 for that New Holland tractor, which was a good price. And she's a fast learner, and she gets right after him on that stuff. So I appreciate everything Danny does. Sewer report.
We've been rebuilding diffusers at the plant. 2 chains of diffusers were repaired and several chains had to be pulled and rangs removed from the diffusers. The flow meter was calibrated and the certification was sent to DEC. All end of the year reports are being worked on also. Cornfields and Flat Chemical teach us some tricks on chemical dowsing. Respectfully, Tracy Benoit.
Okay, the water.
Water. There's 1 broken frost plate that was repaired, 1 meter removed, and the water turned off on the street. The water was shut off at 3857 Main Street. We found that it was split off from the water line at 3853 Main Street. We were removing that line since they were tearing that building down. On December 25th, we had a water line break on Sandra Street that was repaired. The meters were read. At the end of December, and maintenance was done. Chemical feed pumps at the wells, especially Tracy Benoit.
Okay, we have nothing on youth. I haven't heard anything about the ski program. I don't know if it's going on or not this year.
I doubt it.
Okay. Let's see, we have no communications, no unfinished business. The first item I need to do is ask the board to set a public hearing next February. It will be February 10th. To go over the 2021 EMS budget, and at that time, also EMS will be in to talk about their potential purchase of some land next to their building for expansion. So we have a motion to set the public hearing for 7 o'clock next on the 10th. Motion by John, second by Brian, to set the public hearing on February 10th, 2020 at 7 p.m. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. Next, we have the long-awaited resolution request on the cemetery. We passed most of this on May 13th, and then we had to fix some resolves in the agenda, so the resolution, so I'll read it real quick. Whereas by resolution dated May 13th, 2020, the town of Warrensburg was authorized to accept Warrensburg Cemetery Association Incorporated Cemetery, successor to the Warrensburg Cemetery Association, wish to dissolve and transfer its cemetery real property located on Hudson Street, the cemetery maintenance trust funds to the town of Warrensburg. Whereas by resolution dated May 13, 2020, the town of Warrensburg was authorized to accept the cemetery real property located on Hudson Street and trust funds and use such property for cemetery purposes contingent upon cemetery receiving all necessary approvals and to support the cemetery in its actions. Whereas the cemetery commission agrees to turn over all funds of the town of Warrensburg and the town agrees to hold them pursuant to the same restrictions the cemetery commissioners was holding them under. Whereas in order for the cemetery to be dissolved and comply with the rules pursuant to not-for-profit corporation law, section 1506, the resolution must include certain language. And whereas this resolution affirms and ratifies and amends and restates such May 13th resolution. Now, therefore, the Warrensburg Town Board hereby resolves that the town will accept the dedication of the cemetery real property and a cemetery maintenance trust funds. Resolves that the town authorizes and directs the town council to aid the cemetery in obtaining any necessary approvals. Resolves that the town will hold the funds provided by the cemetery commission pursuant to the same restrictions the cemetery commission was holding them under. Resolves that this conveyance is subject to all agreements as lots sold and all trust restrictions and conditions upon the title or use of the real property and assets. Lots previously sold and grants previously made for burial purposes will not be affected by this conveyance. No grave, monument, or other erection may be disturbed or removed except in accordance with the law. Pursuant to not-for-profit corporation law, section 1506, upon the conveyance of such property, the cemetery shall become town property and the cemetery is hereby dissolved. Resolves that the town supervisor, town clerk, deputy town supervisor, and town council are authorized and directed to any and all actions necessary to effect this resolution. Duly adopted, so I need a motion to adopt this resolution. A motion by Councilwoman Winslow, second by Councilman Alexander. Any discussions? For anybody out there in the public, what this will do is we'll take over the operation and the maintenance of the Warrensburg Cemetery. Nothing really will change, but it will be handled in our office. And that I expect that the caretaker who's working there, Summers, Tony Fortino, will be hired as a part-time town employee to continue his duties up there in the near future. So we have a motion, we have a second. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. Opposed? Carried. So we're now in the cemetery business. So, all right. As I said, we've been working on people to serve on the planning, zoning, and different boards, and I'm pleased to say that we have an application to serve on the Board of Assessment Review from Catherine Katie Shaw. She's very enthusiastic, and she would like to serve on a bar, and that would give us a full bar for the first time in probably 3 or 4 years. So do I have a motion to appoint Katie Shaw to the Board of Assessment Review? Motion by John, second by Brian to appoint Katie Shaw. Any discussion? It's a 5-year term which will end in 2026. All those in favor? Aye. Opposed? Carried. And Pam, you'll contact her about coming in and taking care of the oath of office. All right, next. This year, the New York State changed the retention and disposition schedule of all records for New York State. The new records management is called LGS 1. It's 242 pages long. It incorporates a lot of items in there on how you should maintain the records of the town or any government entity, because all the government entities are now falling under LGS 1. So in order to make it legal, we must adopt a resolution. So if you don't mind, I'll read that one. I'm on a roll. You can hear me, right? All right. Okay. Resolution approving retention and disposition schedule for New York State local government records, LGS 1. Resolved by the Town Board of the Town of Warrensburg that retention and disposition schedule for New York State local government records, LGS 1, issued pursuant to Article 57A of the Arts and Cultural Affairs Law and containing legal minimum retention periods for local government records, is hereby adopted for use by all officers in legally disposing of valueless records listed therein. Further resolved that in accordance with Article 57A, only those records will be disposed of are described in the retention and disposition schedule for New York local government records, LGS 1, after they have met the minimum retention periods described therein. Only those records will be disposed of that do not have sufficient administrative, physical, legal, or historical value to merit retention beyond the established legal minimum periods. All those in favor signify by saying aye. Aye. All those opposed say by nay. Therefore, this resolution is duly declared to have been approved January 13th, 2021, dated Town of Warrensburg. So everybody is in affirmative. Any other questions? Any questions, Pam?
No.
Okay. All right. I know you can't see her tonight, but we're fortunate to have Deputy Town Clerk Heather Annis and of course Town Clerk Pamela Lloyd. They're busy collecting taxes. Again, I want to thank the public for working with us. The town hall, we've asked for appointments only. For the most part, people are working very well with us. We have a drop box out there on the north entrance, the entrance towards Cumberland Farms, where they can put their tax bills. They could also put their water sewer bills in there, and then we pick it up every day and collect it. So far, I believe the collections are on pace with last year, and we are appreciative of the public for cooperating with us. I know this is a trying time for everybody. Obviously, if you can mail it in, it's better for everybody. Less in-house contact, better. COVID Right now, I can tell you that the latest map we had for the town of Warrensburg, there's 27 active cases in the town of Warrensburg. Probably 2 months ago, 3 months ago, we only had 6. So you see that it's gone up 4 times in the last month and a half. So that's concerning. But there again, we ask everybody to take precautions. That's why we're wearing our masks tonight. And we hope that the public can continue to hear us. Next, I ask that somebody make a motion to pay bills on warrant number 1. The total bills for tonight are $110,287.34. So I have a motion by Brian to pay the bills, second by Donnie to pay the bills on warrant number 1. Any questions on any of the bills? All those in favor? Opposed? Carried. We have audited the records for the justices and the general fund tonight, so they will be take it back to the proper bookkeepers, and we'll turn it back over to the courts. Any comments from board members? I'll start with you, Donnie. Any comments about tonight?
Nothing.
Brian?
No, everything's good.
John?
Just that, just the cemetery is gonna be fine. I think the majority of people in town thought it was a town cemetery anyway, so it makes sense. And I'm looking forward to it. It's gonna be an easy transition. It's been a long time coming with this COVID, but, we're there, and it's gonna be, Tony's gonna do a great job, and, our cemetery will be worked out.
Right. And, we thank everything that Pete Haggerty did all those years. Peter did a good job up there. We're not gonna change anything. If anything, we hope to make it better. And you'll still come into our office. Danny has been working for the Cemetery Association for a few months here. So she knows the drill, and we'll carry on. We're carrying on. We've made a transfer. We've let the insurance company knows now. The transfer of money will happen within the next week or so, and we'll keep that as a separate account. It should be seamless. Hopefully, we'll work with the Catholic side of the cemetery and continue to maintain their cemetery at a small fee that they worked in the past. I think the transition will be seamless. That's our hope, that it will be seamless. We continue with projects. I have a good project list going. Things are moving ahead, but I must say to the public, and I gotta tell the public, this is difficult for us to do our business during COVID. We much would rather have people in the room. We would like to have people present. We would like to have our discussions where we can hit things. We're doing the best we can to try to keep things moving. We've got the zoning and planning items that we're working on. That takes time. We've got the Hamlet expansion. We're getting ready to send our application to Adirondack Park Agency to extend the Hamlet, things that we talked about last March. We got derailed during the COVID, and now we're going to do that, change the map, and add more parcels of land to our Hamlet area. I think that's good for everybody involved. And then, once we get that done, we certainly will take a look at other areas in the community that we think we should be doing upgrades to also to the APA Act. So we continue to move on that. We continue, the survey is done on the transmission line. We just got to finalize that with Cedarwood Engineering. We've got some other items we're working on. We continue to work on everything else. We're in good shape with Highway Department. We have two new employees at the Highway Department. They're working out fine. The transfer that we did to the Sewer Water Department is working out fine, and we continue to do that. I just caution everybody, COVID is still out there. It's dangerous. I don't want to see anybody get sick, and I don't want to see any families get sick. Every time we see somebody pass away from COVID in the county, it bothers us because it's somebody's son, brother, mother, father, and that's discouraging. But I know that the vaccine is starting to become available. I know that people who go online and try to get appointments are disappointed. In the future, we have offered the fire station to Warren County Public Health. If they ever do public health clinics in the future, we're not there yet, but if they ever do, we would offer the new firehouse for a place that Warren County could have is centrally located in our community. So we are cognizant of that. I talked to public health today. They're waiting to get more vaccines. You still have to go through the websites. I know that's disappointing, but you still got to go through the websites and register. Anybody in the 1B category now can certainly apply to try to get a shot. The vaccines go fast, but I can tell you that when county health or Hudson Headwaters is involved, people are snatching up the appointments very, very quickly. So that's it for tonight. I know it's kind of a fast meeting. I appreciate you coming out. Is there any comments on the, no comments. Tam, do you have anything that you would like to say about tax collection or?
Nope, it's going smoothly so far, a little hectic, but we're managing, aren't we?
Yeah, Heather, anything to offer? You've been here, what, 2 weeks maybe?
Welcome aboard.
So, okay, no other comments. I'll ask for a motion to adjourn. By John? Thank you, we're adjourned. Thank you very much, people.
Thank you.
Okay, thanks, everybody.